Well, hello there, Coffee Time friends. We're coming on a little bit early, 10 minutes in fact, just to give y'all a heads up that we're going to be doing at 6:30. We'll start the cook-along live, and we'll start giving away cookbooks. And Mama's making. Mama, tell me what you're making.
That orange cake with white cake mix and orange juice instead of water. 3 eggs, and my box calls for 3 eggs and a fourth a cup of oil. I believe is what mine calls for. It's according to what brands, different ones calls for. Yeah.
I'm using my new cup. It was the black one, now it turned white. But look how hot that coffee is. I can't get a sip yet. This literally came off the stove. I just perked that pot. I did turn that cup black or white in a hurry and put our pictures on it. This is it right here. Same cup. Exactly the same cup. It's amazing. They're from Shutterfly. I know y'all know what that means because y'all told me quickly that it'll change colors and have a picture. And boy, did it ever. Look at that.
Hit that hot coffee.
It's hot.
Well, I reckon so.
You don't want no hot coffee, Mama?
No.
Okay. So Mama's going to make here at 6:30. We're not going to start early. We're on early, but we're not going to start early. Meaning the cook-along. Because we won't give everybody time to get on here. Hello. How is everybody? Okay, so we got orange cake, but it starts out as a white cake mix. And you mix according to the directions on the box using orange juice in place of the water. Leave all the other the same. You bake according to the box directions. Just before it comes out of the oven, mix up 1 cup of orange juice, 1 cup of sugar in a saucepan, and bring to a boil. While cake is still hot, poke with a fork and pour mixture over the center of the cake. Be sure to get around the edges. Cool and eat. You can put a little Cool Whip on the top if you desire. Now, y'all told me I could get Baker's Joy on Amazon. And I want you to tell you this, what perfect timing. So we did get the Baker's Joy. I did order it, and it came about 20 minutes ago. Who knew? And so Mama's got her Baker's Joy. You going to use this pan today, Mama?
Yeah.
She's going to use her new Wilton pan I bought her. It's like her old pan. But she's used it once today. Mama's been cooking all day today. Been to the cemetery. This is decoration weekend. Mama, tell them what you've done today. Because they're going to say, Mama looks tired. And they're going to know why you are tired.
Well, death in the church, we fixed dinner. So I fixed
3 meatloaves.
3 meatloaves and peas and cornbread and cake.
And cake, a lemon cake. Then her and her sisters made flowers. Not the old-timey way of making them. Mama used to really make them. Tell them how you used to really make them, Mama.
Out of crepe paper. I don't think I could do it nowadays.
Crepe paper. If you don't know what crepe paper is streamer paper that you hang, the big things we hang it for birthday parties. It's a roll about that wide, and you hang it from corner to corner, you twist it. That's what crepe paper is.
Comes in a sheets and a thing.
When you used to make them. Mm-hmm. And they would do a special little roll on them where they could make them look like petals. And they'd smooth them, and that would make them cup. And then when they would cut, they would put them together and make roses, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes you dip them in Gulf wax.
Yeah, paraffin.
Paraffin. And then what did you use for a stem?
Wire.
Wire. Did you wrap it with something?
It's crepe paper.
Oh, green crepe paper?
Mm-hmm.
Just roll it up? Mm-hmm. And that was really making flowers back in the day. But she used silk flowers and made baskets.
I didn't take a picture of none of those flowers either. I was going to.
Well, Mama, we'll have to go back up there. I tried to show y'all last year. All y'all could see was a white screen because I was showing you. And I might be able to get out of I was showing you through the van as we drove through to see. I'll try to do better this year, we'll try to get there and show you all the flowers. But you made what they call a saddle, which goes on top of the stone. You made that for your mom and dad, and you made your two brothers baskets. And I'm good.
My grandma and papa basket, or step for papa. And a stand for my real papa on mommy's side.
And then we gotta make dad's and
Yeah.
granny and papa's. And we're done with that.
And
this
we
chore.
made your uncle, well, not uncle, but he was your great uncle, Wally's headstone. I made it for him.
Okay.
And I've got those done today.
So you are tired.
Yeah, I am tired today.
So when y'all say, Mama looks tired, she's telling you right now she is tired.
And we set the food up at the church up there.
And served.
Served and
Clean
worked.
it. It's been a full day's work. I don't know, Mama, how did you work? How did you hold down a job? It seemed like every day you got a full schedule.
Well, when I worked, I didn't do all of this other stuff. Well, I would cook the night before or stuff.
Do y'all do that still yet? Do community dinners? Like if somebody in the community dies here in Jellicoe, people gather up and they cook and they take food and they take up money and they buy community flowers to send to the funeral home. The lady we had requested prayer for, our cousin who's 92, she passed away. And that's the reason we wasn't on last night. We were at the funeral. And she had tons of flowers. Oh, yeah. Everything was so beautiful, and I think she'd have been so proud. Should have been mad, though. She would say, now, why are y'all fussing over me so much? She would have. She would not have liked it. I used to buy her flowers at church because she was our oldest member, and she was our charter member. And I'd buy her flowers and bring them to church, or I'd have them sent to her. She didn't like it.
I'm not sick. I'm not well.
No, I don't need no flowers. I'm doing fine. Here, put these on the organ or somewhere.
And she would bring them.
She'd bring them and say, here, find you somewhere to put these here at the church. That's where they need to be. But yeah, it went real well. She would have been proud. I was proud for the way it all come off and the way it looked. I think she'd have been pleased. So today was the burial. That's a custom normal here. And normally after the burial, the family, the community gets together and brings food, and the family eats and people eat with them. And that's sort of the way it goes with most funerals. Okay, folks, it's 6:27. It's almost time for the cook-along. The cook-along is the only time we really announce a time, because most of the time we're just fly by night, aren't we, Mama?
Yeah, really fly by night.
And so we'll wait till 6:30 before we start the cook-along part, because some people may have it logged just to start right at 6:30. Now on this cake mix, I'll tell you about it. The directions say egg whites only, but that's just to keep the cake a white color. Since this is a white cake. It don't say that on lemon cake, and it don't say it on yellow cake. So this is just to keep the cake white, which we're not worried about that. So we're going to use whole eggs, because we're putting orange juice in anyway, and it's an orange cake. So we don't care if it stays pristine white. Sometimes you need white.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't matter. See how white that cake is on it? If you put the yolks, it turns the cake yellow, even though this is a white cake mix.
Started drinking, that ain't what I want to do.
Mama's real tired. She's trying to... She picked up the orange juice to drink it. She's got it ready for the cake. She's meaning to get... Mama, should I do the cake? You want to go lay down a minute?
You might ought to.
Mama is tired. She got up early this morning, and sometimes people think Mama's tired or not feeling well, and she's just Mama. She's just sitting there. I said, Mama, you're going to have to smile more. She says, well, I try to smile.
I listen to some of them videos, and I cackle all the time, laugh all the time. I think.
Mama, you're the happiest woman I know. Mama's always happy. But sometimes, you may not look happy, but that's not normal. We're normal. We're just plain old people.
A lady told me today something I said messed up or something. She said, "That's what I like about you. And yours are just natural. Whatever comes, comes."
Oh, that's so true. We're natural. Okay, we're going to be giving away cookbooks throughout the show today. And it's this cookbook here. It's the church cookbook. I don't know how many recipes is in here, but it's chocked full of them. There's a divider in between each one. And it tells like vegetables and side dishes. And then you turn it over on the next page, on the back of that. On every section, there's helpful hints about the topic. So about vegetables and side dishes, all these helpful hints are in here. It's all through the book. And then at the back, there's how to fold napkins. There's tips on how many to cook for, how much would a 3-pound ham cooked feed. There's all kinds of information in it. It's just $17, the shipping and everything. And here's all the categories that are in there. Appetizers and beverages, and here's your appetizers and beverages helpful hints. This is not our church on the cover, but our church does look very much like that. So that was one reason we picked that, and that's just an artist rendering. The cookbook is paperback, but it has a shiny coating on it, so when you're cooking, it doesn't stain up and soak up oils and stuff. So that's good. So this is what we're going to be giving away throughout the broadcast. Now, I'll be telling the winners to send me in their names and their addresses. That's not the way you register to win. Every time we do this, I'll have a lot of people send their name and their address and they'll say, "I want to register to win the cookbook." That's not a registration process. The way you win the cookbook is when the alarm goes off, whoever is the top comment that I see, you are the winner. And when we see that top comment, whoever you are the winner. That's the best way I could do it to get it to be fair, equal, and all the other things. Now, I may have made a mistake because I've set the alarm on this camera, on the phone I'm doing the camera on. I think it'll still go off, but it may just show up here at the top. If it does that the first time, then I'll get Mama's phone and I'll set the other alarms on there. And depending on how long we're on here and what it is, we are cooking in the big oven tonight, and we're cooking a real cake. So we was going to use the stack cooker, but this is a cook along, and we know everybody don't have the stack cooker. But it's a wonderful little item because we could do it in 9 minutes. But anyway, we're going to get started. It's 6:33, so welcome. If you just joined us, welcome to the cook along tonight. We're making our orange cake tonight that Miss... Who sent this in? We never did find the name. If you sent this cake in, this recipe, tell us who you are. Because we had it was in a card, and you had signed the card, and this was tucked in it. And now, Mama's filed the card, and we can't discern which one it came out of anymore. So, that's it. If you want to order a cookbook, here is the address. It's John Davis, P.O. Box 918, Jellicoe, Tennessee 37762. That could be correct. If it's not, you can if it is, you can screenshot it. If it isn't, you can wait. I'll turn it around. You can screenshot that one. So I think this one may be correct for you all. So just screenshot that. It's $17. Check or money order. We don't do any of the electronic pays, so that's just the way it's worked out. And so let's get started, Mama. I want to tilt y'all around. Let you see Mama here.
I can't work sitting down like this.
You can stand up, Mama.
I'm going to have to because I can't.
I got used to it. Oh, it's a Stars party.
Oh, boy.
Thank you all. That was wonderful. This is what we use our Stars money. We buy the church cookbooks from the church, and then we give them out to you all as appreciation gifts, and it's a win-win situation. So thank you for all those stars and for that Stars party. Thank you very much. All right, Mama, take it away. I hope y'all got your ingredients. Hope y'all got your cake mix and what all you need. All you really need is a cake box and all the stuff that comes in it, or goes in it, and
This is just the white cake mix from Save-A-Lot down here.
and a cup of orange juice in it, Mama.
Cup of orange juice. This one calls for 3 egg whites, but I'm using 3 eggs. Some cake mixes, according to brand and what kind they are, call for different amount of eggs and different amount of oil. Some calls for 1/3, some calls for 1/4, and there's even some calls for 1/2 of a cup of oil. So whatever your cake box says.
Yeah, it does depend on your brand and what you have, so you just make yours. It may not be exactly like Mama's, so you do yours, whatever your cake box tells you to do.
This is 1 egg.
The only thing you do differently now, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, whatever the water is, it says 1 cup of water, do 1 cup of orange juice. Substitute water for orange juice in the cake. And then we make a glaze separately.
Where's my other egg?
Well, Mama, if
I
you need
lost
egg,
it.
just holler. Whoop, there it is.
I lost it in the round.
These are country eggs, and what Mama's doing down here in this little bowl is called checking them. Mama, what are you checking for? Tell them that.
Well, to see if there's older or stuff, and if the egg yolk stands up good and round, it's good, and there's no spots or nothing in it.
Nothing in it, no shell. This
No.
way you don't get no shell. See how round that egg is? See,
If it was flattened out, I wouldn't use it.
or if the egg yolk was busted in the egg before we got to it.
Okay. Thank you. And I've already poured out. This is a measuring cup, and I've got 1 cup of orange juice.
Now this is liquid, so use a liquid measuring cup.
This goes
It does make a big difference. If you use a dry cup, which is just the little cups, liquid cups are different than a dry cup, aren't they, Mama?
Wasn't that 1/4 again on the oil? I talked about all those others.
Mama, it says 1/4 cup of vegetable oil.
I talked about the 1/3 and 1/2. I forgot which was the original.
This is your original.
1/4.
I like the directions on this box. You have water, you have oil, and you have eggs. You have pictures to match.
Even a dummy like me.
Even a dummy like me could do this, Mama. So here's 1/4 cup of vegetable oil in a liquid measure. It does
this
make a
says
difference.
Mazola corn oil, but corn oil vegetable.
Corn is a vegetable. Don't use olive oil or anything.
You want to spray the pan while I'm...
I will, Mama. Some of y'all said use Baker's Joy. Now let me tell you, Mama's done tested. She did not use olive oil and it did not.
I used it in this. I used canola oil in that pan, and it was all right. But in my old pan, I'm going to try. I'm going to try it again sometimes and see if it's the. I believe for sure it was the olive oil. Because it had.
Now y'all know, I'm going to warn you ahead of time, Mama's Turbo Mixer. And it is a Sunbeam, and I've looked and I don't think you can find this particular.
I don't think they make them no more.
But they do have a Sunbeam with whisk on it like this. And what Mama's done now is she's stirring it without having it on so you don't get that poop of powder.
Now I'm going to turn
Now this
it on.
Baker's Joy, it's got flour in it, right?
Yeah. Get around the.
Is this supposed to have flour in it? I gotta tell you, I don't like the smell of it either way. We choked us up, Mama.
No.
We gonna have to... Oh.
I don't know about that.
It's a little less enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't see flour do it.
No, but it's got something in it.
It's got something. Mama might have to have some coffee to get over this.
You can take that hot coffee. You can do anything.
That spray. Oh,
You want to put this in here? This is a
that
Really?
coffee's so good. Look, it cleared me right up. Did you see that coffee do its magic? You want to put that in here?
yeah. It's starting to drip on the counter, and I want to get it cleaned up.
Yes, ma'am. So this is sprayed. Did I do it right, folks? Okay. I sprayed that Baker's Joy. This came literally 20 minutes before we started this video from Amazon. I hope I done right. I ordered Baker's Joy. I don't see a lot of flour. Should I see flour in here? I want to make the orange cake. It's going to be good. I mean, we love orange here. Of course, it's Tennessee and we love orange. But we love the flavor of orange too. Hold the pan. Oh, somebody's telling me how to do this.
You sprayed it.
Hold the pan over the sink when you spray. Now, Lisa, really, I would have if we weren't filming. I'd have took it to the sink.
You make me take it all the time.
I make Mama, because she'll spray it right over the floor. And I'm like, Mama, you're spraying that. And she, it ain't going in the floor. I said, the mist does, and you'll fall. Now, see how yellow this cake turned out? It should be Snow White, but it's those country eggs, 3 yolks in there. But we don't care about the color. And if you're wanting white, you want to keep the yolks only.
I took cornbread to that dinner today, and I used a big old country egg, and when I was stirring the mix up, it made it turn almost yellow looking. I thought, oh, this is going to be yellow cornbread. But when it baked, it wasn't as...
It's white.
It was more white.
Yellow cornbread is code for Jiffy Mix.
Or sweet bread. A lot of people do have yellow meal, though.
That's the story we'll tell on our cousin that we just buried today. She was proud of her cornbread because her cornbread was delicious.
And she'll tell you, well, it's not as good as mine.
She told me one time, I made her some cornbread, and she said, "That's good cornbread, Johnny." I said, "Well, thank you." She said, "You know how to cook." And I said, "Well, thank you." And she said, "It is good, but it ain't as good as mine." So she had taken cornbread to a church dinner one time. And when she got there, there was a couple of other cornbreads. So she got her a piece of paper, wasn't it? And a pen, and she wrote her name on hers. And somebody said, "You want your pan? Make sure you get your plate back." And she said, "No, I just want to make sure they know that's my cornbread."
That mother's ain't mine.
Oh, let's shake this down a little bit. Get all the air bubbles out.
Ready, Freddy.
Now there it is, folks. Going in the oven at 6:43.
You didn't set a timer.
How much you want?
Oh,
How long you gonna cook that?
what does it say on that cake box?
Mama, you took that cake box. This is long gone.
No, I thought it right here. Set it in the center of your oven, they say.
Set it in the center of the oven. So we did.
Oh, butt pan. Where's it?
Mama had the cake box over there ready to go in the garbage. How many of y'all, now listen, this is not a judgment thing. This is what I do. I will make something from a box. I will throw the box away, and I'm in the box, in the garbage 3 times looking at it. What temperature did it say? Throw the box back away. How long did they say to bake that? Go back and get it. Now I just leave the box out. Are y'all back in the garbage looking for your box? Me.
For a
That's me.
fluted pan, and that's what that would kind of be like a butt pan. It takes 38 minutes. Well, 33 to 36 minutes regularly. I have to choose 38. So 33, 36 minutes.
Let's say 30. Alexa, set timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
I thought she wasn't speaking to me. I don't know what got her.
You told her to stopped a while ago. She probably got her feelings.
Mama said something. She didn't say her name before or nothing, and all of a sudden she starts announcing a song she's fixing to play, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. Oh, that coffee is so good.
So now all we do is.
We wait.
Wait.
It's set, Mama. That's
well,
a
I'm
key.
gonna get the juice ready so I can start cooking it. So let's
It's a
do
cup of juice, a cup of sugar.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get it ready. I'm gonna shake that juice and set that up a little while.
Okay, Mama, I'll let you what you do.
Shake,
What you
shake,
do?
shake.
1 cup of sugar in a saucepan and bring to the boil. So a cup of orange juice and a cup of sugar. And now the sugar, we'll use a dry
8 ounces of orange juice. It's down in the next drawer.
We'll use a dry measure for it. This is a dry measuring cup. That's 1 cup. This is a liquid measuring cup. It makes a big difference. We'll do the sugar first in the saucepan, and I'll pour that in here, and we'll see a difference. You need a saucepan, Mama?
Yeah, I'll get one. There's a cup of sugar.
Cup of sugar. Mama used to make a cake called a cuppa.
Cup.
You remember that?
It wasn't called that, was it?
Yeah, well, that's what we called it, a cuppa.
Took a pie crust too. A cup of sugar, a cup of milk, and
Okay, let's try this out and we'll see the measurement difference. So here's 1 cup of sugar going in. This is your dry cup. Now this is a liquid cup of orange juice, and it'll be going in too. But let's see what the difference is. There may not be no difference, but
I always just thought there was.
so that's a cup of in the dry, and you got that much in there. So the liquid is a little bit more.
You're gonna pour it till it runs over. Yeah, I know you would.
So if you're using this for liquid, add a little bit more, I guess.
And let it run over.
And if you're using liquid for dry, then you're probably getting a little bit more than you need of the dry. Well, Mama, that was not too hard. You got that ready now.
Well, it has to cook and everything.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's,
you don't cook it yet. So sit down a minute. Get you something. Get you a cup of coffee, Mama.
oh, I don't want no coffee.
What's wrong with coffee?
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Well, for one thing, it's too late.
It's early and it's Friday. Mama, you know
I get sleepy on Friday the same time as I do the other
You
day.
know I allow myself to 10:30 on Friday nights for coffee.
There's something wrong with both of us last night. It was late 30 and we was
I sat on the porch till 10:30 or 11. I know you think I'm wild and out of control, but I sat on the porch last Friday night till about 10:45, drinking coffee.
I looked at the clock. What did I say? 12 after 11 and missed it up.
Maggie loves to sit outside. Now, we probably won't tonight, and I'll tell you why. Because it's been rainy and it's been overcast, and right now it's pretty sunshiny, but the wind's blowing, and we're supposed to be cold tonight. It's 66 right now.
Bernice, my sister, she's at the cemetery. She said, "That wind's plumb cool." She said, I told her granddaughter, she said, "I'm getting out my jacket and putting it on," and they both put their jackets on, and I thought, I wished I had enough sense to have a jacket in here.
Alexa, what's the weather tonight?
This evening, you can look for partly cloudy skies with temperatures around 58 degrees Fahrenheit.
58.
Did you
It's gonna be a little chilly.
set the timer, you say? Has it been on there?
It has it.
No, I didn't hear
Give me your
nothing.
phone, Mom.
I've not heard nothing, or I might have seen something. It's not worked. Nobody's got a cookbook yet.
Nobody's got it. Well, let's just go ahead and give a cookbook away right now.
Let's see, whose name is that?
Since I probably have messed up the... Martha Tilley. Tilley. Thomas. Martha, you just won a cookbook. Mama's got me on the ball. So, Martha, I'm putting your name down. I was wondering, with us videoing, since I set the alarms, now normally I've been using Mama's phone. Martha, PM me your address, and we'll get that cookbook out to you.
Now, sit you.
Now, yes, ma'am. Mama's got me straightened up. Didn't even get an alarm warning.
How many minutes apart do you put?
I don't. I've got alarms preset in mine, and
You might have to up it since we've lost 20 minutes. Well, you got one in, though.
yeah, we've got one in. Okay, Mama. You talk for a while.
Oh, I can't talk like that. Go on and on and on.
Go on and on. Mama, you make it sound kind of bad.
That wasn't bad.
Go on and on and on. I can't bore them to tears like you do. Is that what you're saying? What are you saying, Mama?
I can't talk like you.
You can't.
I clam up.
I know. They accuse me of not letting you talk, Mama. Did you know that?
Yeah, I've seen some of them.
But you don't talk. Then they accuse me of making you run all over the place. But what's the deal? You don't want to be left on the camera by yourself.
That's right.
It's Mama's decision, folks. Mama is 100% in charge of about everything. So she says, now don't leave me on that camera. Every once in a while when we first start videoing, when right before we start, she says, now don't you leave me tonight. You left me last night. What did you do the other night? And you jumped on me for leaving you.
I said, get back here and get this thing.
No, the next day you said, you left me last night. Mama don't like that. Believe it or not, she's a little camera shy. Aren't you, Mama?
Yeah, a lot of camera shut.
Oh, I get talked to pretty rough sometimes. Like, now don't you start tonight with such a... Don't pester me.
That's right.
Oh, look here. My
Are you
cup's
fading?
changing back.
Fading away. Oh.
Uh-huh. Our pictures will be gone, Mama. Look, my coffee's going down. The cup's churning back.
That's amazing.
I know.
I can't wait for John to come over and
My uncle always wants coffee. And he drinks coffee about like I do. That's probably who I get it from. And Mama's wanting to give him one of these and watch his face when it changes. Oh, that is so good. Now I can drink it now. It's cooling down. It literally came right out of the percolator when we started.
It didn't take for a second for that cup to turn white when that hit it either.
Elaine, you sat on the porch till 2 a.m.?
Oh.
We used to, when I was young. I'd go out and sit on the porch, and it'd be 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. We'd have did y'all, I don't know how we had a what kind of flower pots are those, Mama? The terracotta. We had a terracotta flower pot about that big, and we would light a rag, and then you blow it out, but it smolders, and you'd sit on the porch, and it would smoke. And that was our gnat smoke. Y'all know what a gnat smoke is?
Skeeter smoke.
Keeps the mosquitoes and keeps the gnats that don't like smoke. So we would light us up a gnat smoke so we could sit out on the porch all night. Love my coffee too, Patty. Isn't it the best thing? And it's all natural. I mean, it's a beautiful little bean that God gave us. And
It's a vegetable, is that what you're saying?
it's a vegetable, Mama. It grows on a bush. And you just pour good old water over it. I mean, how could it be wrong? How can you take one natural bean and natural water and say it's wrong? It's all good. They like them chemical Coca-Colas.
I'm drinking Zero Sprite. It's late, so I'm doing a little better.
You're doing good, Mama. You like the zeros.
No, I don't. If I had my druthers, I'd rather...
I didn't say your druthers. You remember Druthers Restaurant?
Yeah, I do remember those.
Do they still exist? I'd rather go to Druthers Restaurant. How do I remember stuff like that? Where does that come from, folks? Where is that in my
We know
brain?
what you concentrated on when you was young.
I'll hear something and then I have information that'll flood out that I don't even know was in there. Where was that stored?
Up in your
Back in there
subconscious.
somewhere. Do y'all remember Druthers Restaurant? And I remember their little theme song was something about, and then it would say, I'd rather go to Druthers Restaurant. You remember it? Craziness. Now, why couldn't I remember my password that easy to my computer or something that I need right now? I'm all the time forgetting passwords. Y'all forget your passwords. I'm drinking my coffee too, Susan. I tell you, it's Friday. We don't have to get up in the morning. And even if I do, which I will get up in the morning, Lord willing, but I'll get up early anyway. And if I sleep in, it'll be 6 o'clock. So it's still kind of early. Oh, Mama.
Are we gone? Just about it.
Like sands through the hourglass.
That's a daytime soap opera show.
Like sands through the hourglass. I like these cups, but it's kind of sad when you start vanishing. But you know what? The cure for that would be?
More hot.
Fill it right back up with hot coffee. Mama, I think these cups are promoting the drinking of coffee.
If you want to see yourself up, or you have to drink
You gotta
more.
keep the coffee coming. When you touch it, look. It's like I've been reading. Some of you kids won't even know what I'm talking about. But it's like I've been reading the paper. Y'all remember the paper? Do we have papers?
The print on your hands.
Yeah. You get black ink on your hands. But you know, I don't know if it's true or not. I read somewhere that a unread newspaper is virtually sterile. Just like if you needed something to wrap your wound or something, that the ink has sterilized it. So if it's unread, never been opened, once you open it,
Handled.
then you could use it in emergency. And I know I've heard of them. If babies are born,
That's what I was going to ask.
if babies are born outside of the hospital and taxi cabs are on the way,
If you can get a newspaper.
wrap them in a newspaper and it's a sterile environment for them. Is that true? Some of y'all will know this, if it is or not. These are the days of our lives, Mark. It is.
That's that song.
Yeah. My granny used to watch that. My granny claims she didn't watch it, but for some reason it was on every day.
She knows
Granny, are
about
you
it.
watching your stories? I don't watch stories. That thing's just a play and I don't know what's on it.
But
But you
knows
try
it.
to change the channel at that time. You get on out here and play. What are you doing in here? Granny, or did you watch your... No, I didn't watch no stories. She was watching.
My daddy, Mark talked to Mom. You're watching them old crazy shows, and he got sick, and guess what? Daddy got hooked on a certain show. He retitled it, renamed it, and everything. And he,
Oh, well, that was Days of Our Lives, wasn't it?
no, it was me. I guess it was Days of
And he
Our-
called it Rachel.
Rachel. Yeah, whichever one Rachel was on. I can't
Rachel was on Days of Our Lives
And
because
his
that's what
say-
Granny watched.
And he'd say, is Rachel on yet? Is it time for Rachel? And he got till he quit working in the garden or whatever he was doing in time to watch Rachel. I said, somebody else is hooked on it too, ain't they? Why, no.
Oh, there's Susan. Okay, well, back here, Susan. Susan, don't you run. Girl, you're a winner. Susan Connors. I'm drinking y'all's sweet tea. Well, Susan, you can drink y'all's sweet tea, and then
Look at a cookbook.
look at a cookbook, Susan, because you just won one. Congratulations. Susan, you won cookbook number 2. Gonna put your name in here, Susan. PM me your address tonight so I can get them all off from here, get them listed on here, and we can get it out to you.
Probably won't get it mailed tonight.
Probably won't be till Tuesday, though.
Oh, I forgot about them being closed Monday.
You wouldn't have forgot long, Mama, because I'm off from work Monday. You'd have said, what are you doing home?
You get to work, Chris, laying around.
Lord, I should never have told her that, because you know what? Now there'll be a chore list. Well,
I'm
since
too
you're
tired.
since you're off, we could repot all those flowers.
I've done planted and potted and fertilized my garden and hoed it before this rain came.
Susan Connors, Martha Tilly Thomas, you all have won cookbooks.
You set another timer.
Mama, that's what I did a while ago when I got your phone. And this one never did go off or even give me a little warning or nothing up there. So, Mama, next time, say, don't put it on that phone. It won't work.
Nobody would have got a cookbook if we'd have worked.
I
there.
would have thought about it a second, Mama. Someone would have said, how come the thing it went off?
How come nobody won a book yet?
What are you doing, John? These people know me, Mama.
They don't. You don't want me to have one?
These people know me, and they would have said, John, what'd you do wrong? The struggle's real sometimes, folks. Hey, John and Mama, it's Reed. Well, hello, Reed. There is Reed. You remember when Reed came and sang for us? He is on here. Reed, I'm glad I caught your comment. Reed is a baker. Reed, we should have had you up here tonight.
He's wanting to come and show us how to bake.
But he don't want to do this.
He wouldn't want to do this because he wanted chocolate.
Reed's a man after my own heart. So Reed's going to come back sometimes and bake us a chocolate cake. Reed is quite the baker, I hear. But I told him, if you're going to make that claim, you're going to have to come on Coffee Time and prove it. We want to see you bake. So he's going to come on sometimes when their schedule works out and do us a chocolate cake. If he comes, he'll have to sing for his supper.
Or sing for his cake.
Yeah, sing for his cake. He sings very good. He's a talented young man. Y'all have such positive comments for Reed. And someone asked about his page. He don't have a page. He's got his own personal thing, I think. But his dad and mom monitor that pretty heavy. He's a young fella, so he don't have a page yet. But I tell him he's welcome on Coffee Time anytime. No soaps for me, Sandy. I tell you, me either. I wouldn't know a soap from one to the other, but I will tell you this. When my granny wasn't watching, but was looking at them every day, there was a character on there, Hope, and was it Bo? Hope and Bo?
I worked. I never watched.
Granny talked about them. Anyhow, I remember when I was a kid watching a certain episode of them. And I promise you, it was 10 years later. I was at a store, Walmart kind of place, and they was on. And it was the same scenario of them being kidnapped or something that was going on 10 years later as I remember as a kid way back in the day. I think it was a Hope and Bo and Hope or Bo. That sounds like something. I would like to work... I would like to work in a cookbook. You'd like to work on your own cookbook? Now, these publishing companies will put them together for you if you got recipes. They will. Somebody's wanting to work on their own cookbook. I'll try to get Mama to work on one for her, but we don't want to do anything to compete with the church cookbook. So
That wouldn't be right.
Mama says we ain't doing no cookbook, which I'm fine with that. But a lot. Yes, Hope and was it Boyes, Bows. But several of you have asked about them. But I'm telling you, even though we didn't write this book, even though it's not our book, it could have been our book, because nearly every recipe in here is just a good old Southern recipe. And there's nothing in here that we wouldn't eat. I don't think we found anything. Here's...
Oh, there's one thing. What is it?
3 meatloaves.
About that bean bird. Something.
And here is Lena's steak. And this is what we call Granny's steak in memory of Lena Davis. And that was my granny on my dad's side. And this is her steak. I'll read you the recipe. And we fix it, and we'll fix it again, specifically hers. It's a 1 pound of steak, and this was the best steak to use in her recipe is whatever's on sale.
That's absolutely right.
Because that's what she used. And so you get whatever steak's on sale that week, 1 pound of it. And you put salt, pepper, and flour, 1 teaspoon of oil. And that's just whatever oil you use, she says. You know, which is what she used. 1 package of dry soup mix, and that would be Lipton's, or in our case, our store brand. And 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. Very simple. But that was her steak. And the reason we call it Granny steak, and the reason it's one of the, it's a simple little recipe, is because this was birthday. This was anniversary. This was any special occasion. This was graduating high school. When she said,
I'm cooking you.
Y'all come down for supper Friday night, I'm cooking for your birthday. Then we had that steak and macaroni and cheese.
And mashed potatoes.
And mashed potatoes and green beans. And that was Granny's meal. And she would, that was your birthday. And that was whose ever birthday. And we loved it. That steak was delicious. And, but that was Granny's special steak for special occasions. Now, if she just said come down and eat, we might get anything. Salmon patties, chicken liver. Watch that thing, Mama. It's coming up. Good old vegetable soup. I'll tell you a story on Granny one time. Now, this is the reason. This is a good example. Even home canned stuff. If you have home canned something, you need to test it and taste it. Check it out. Because Granny made the biggest pot of soup one time. Big old pot of vegetable soup. And she put 2 quarts of tomatoes and something else in it. And she made it about 10 or 11 that morning and let it set. Mama come home about 4:30. And she said, I've got a big old pot of soup in there for supper. Said, and we'll have some crackers and soup. And for 2 days. She said, I've got soup in there for days. She said, I made the biggest pot we got. Mama went in there and there was soup all over the stove. The lid had come off from it. And the soup, do y'all know what the term working means? If something's working, it means it has soured. And it had come up over the top and was on the stove. And Mama said, Lena, this soup is working. Granny said, well, it can't be. I just made that fresh. It's been on all day. She had it on low simmer. What had happened is she had put some bad tomatoes that the lid had come up. And because we smelled the jar she had sitting on the sink to wash. And Mama said, I think right here's your culprit. You've got some sour tomatoes. But those tomatoes, 1 bad apple will spoil the whole barrel. 1 bad quart of tomatoes will spoil the whole pot too. Granny was so worked up, so tore up. Mama said, we'll just throw that out. Don't worry about it. It just happens. Granny said, no, I'm going to rinse it off and boil it.
No, we wouldn't let her.
I'm going to rinse it off and I'm going to boil it. Watch out. Maggie's coming in for her drink. And Mama said, you ain't going to rinse off no work soup. Granny said, those vegetables are still good. She said, I'm going to rinse that off and run it through a colander. I remember distinctly Mama telling her, now Lena, we don't waste food, but once it starts working, it's got to go. And I don't think till the day she died she got over that, and it was years before she died, because just every little bit she'd mention,
Wasting all that food.
Lord, I made soup one time and it went to working. We had to throw the whole up.
Name.
Who is it? Miss Carol? Carol Bowen. Hey, Miss Carol.
Lost her.
No, I ain't lost her. She's right there. Carol, PM me your address, ma'am. We are going to ship you a cookbook. Miss Carol, you are a winner. All right. Stop. But yeah, so Granny never did get over that. She talked about that soup right up until she died, I guess. And Mama took the orange juice and sugar over because it's not much time left on the old timer over here. And she's letting it come to a boil. And it was just a cup of sugar, a cup of orange juice. And that's what she's boiling over here. And that's going to make that delicious glaze. I'm telling you, I don't get excited about a lot of meals. And a lot of things we cook, we already know what it tastes like. But when you get a hold of something new like this you ain't never had before, it's exciting to get to taste it. You hear that stove a boiling that already? I can hear it over here. My granny made the best pound cake. Wish I had her recipe, but it destroyed in a fire. Do you have the original recipe that used a pound of butter, sugar, and a dozen eggs? I've never heard of that one. We don't have a good pound cake recipe. We've never really made a pound cake. Mama's made pound cake, but what I'm saying, we don't have that family traditional pound cake that a lot of families have. Mama's specialty, since I can remember, has been lemon. And the reason that became her specialty is because that was my daddy's favorite. Like when we would have pie, his favorite was lemon, and Mama's favorite was chocolate. So I remember a lot of lemon pies and a few chocolate ones. And Maggie smells that cake and hears her little feet. Yep. Maggie always comes in, which probably this is just her time to eat and we're in her way. But she comes in about the time the meal's done. Maggie is she comes in sometimes just to check her food. And I'm not joking. She literally comes in, surveys, checks it out, looks at it. She'll stand and stare at it. And then she'll go on. And I tell Mama, I said she's counting to see if we've ate a piece of it. She's that serious. And if somebody comes in the door, she runs to the door to greet them, meet them, yell at them, bark at them. And then she runs to her bowl and gives it a good looking at. And then if they're here a while, she'll run back to that bowl. And if anybody walks anywhere near that bowl, she'll growl. She's serious. She used to growl at Mama. But if we put the bowl up, like on top of the refrigerator, up high, she's like, they got my food secured. And she's okay. She'll go lay down then, she's fine. But she's thinking people's going to eat her food. Which is understandable. You know, if you had your favorite thing out on the counter, a bunch of company came in, oh, they'll eat all my cake.
Oh, she's just like me. She wants her food when she wants it.
Maggie worries a little bit about her food. Mama, how's that coming? Is it thickening?
Well, it's not thickened yet. I don't guess it gets real thick.
It don't get real thick. It's got to go in them holes. This says, I have always loved 7-Up pound cake. Now, Pat, that's what Mama made. The 7-Up, what, Mama? Sprite? Mama used to make 7-Up pound cakes like you're talking about. But
Who was that woman that talks,
Jeannie Robertson?
Jeannie.
You all heard Jeannie Robertson talking about 7-Up pound cakes. She passed away not long ago. She's a comedian. Really tall lady, real thin, gray hair, and she talks about Left Brain, her husband. He passed away not long before she did, but she used to tell about sending him to the store for ingredients for a pound cake.
For the deaf in the community.
and she would keep them where she traveled all the time. That's your alarm for the cake, Mama. She would keep them in the refrigerator, and then Left Brain, her husband, could take them. Alexa, stop.
She'd freeze them and have them.
So he could take them if there was a death in the family, just like we're talking today. And she said for the first time in her life, she had numbered her shopping list. So she had put 1, whatever, 2, and he brought in like 1 thing of flour, 7 7-Ups, and so she tells a whole little routine about that. You have to look her up. She will bless you. She's a good Christian woman, and she tells jokes, and her jokes are just real life episodes of what's going on. Folks, the cake is out of the oven. Now, Mama's going to do a little thing here where you test your cake with a toothpick, and you do that to see if it comes out clean. Now, certain cakes won't come out clean, but you can tell they're not wet or doughy. Sometimes a cake will have some... Mama, you're going to pull that off there, I swear.
Got it.
That's the second time the mixer's gone 3 inches closer to the edge.
See my fancy. I believe she's done.
It's done.
Looks
This is a pimento cheese. Was that what?
No, that was a little jelly jar.
A jelly jar. We keep her. Mama
Perfect
keeps her
size
toothpicks.
for toothpicks.
Mama keeps her toothpicks in it because it's got a lid for it.
That other one shook them out and you got air and stuff in it.
Mama don't like it not sealed up, so this is a jelly jar and it's got the. So she wants them sealed.
Okie dokie.
So the lemon cake or the white cake is done. It looks like a lemon, don't it? Them eggs turned it yellow.
And orangey. That one.
So now you leave it in there and you poke it with a fork. Mama, you got your fork ready?
I'll hand you a fork and I'll set that over there close to you. If you'll move your pads. The pads, not your pads. The pads.
You mean the notebook?
No, those pads.
Oh.
And I'll get you a fork.
And how many holes would you prefer, Mama?
Ooh, let's
Why don't you get the meat fork and it'll go on down deeper?
It says halfway. You don't want it to go down to the bottom of the piece of mist in it. You want a meat fork or a regular? Let's do a regular fork.
We'll do whatever you say,
It's
Mama.
got
I
four-
work for you.
It's 4 prongs and a meat fork's only 2. And we would get this.
I work for you, Mama. I'm just going to start right here. I'm going to poke it down in there. I want some down here in the edges.
Just say pour it around the edges and everywhere.
I'm not doing any particular pattern, but I'm just putting holes in here. See, now that I've done it a few times, I'm getting more confident in my abilities. So I'm just covering this good with holes because you know what the holes mean. Everywhere there's a hole, some of this wonderful liquidy goodness is going to go down in there. Does anybody get any better ideas? It said use a fork. Now back to the beginning. I'm going to poke me some right down in here because when that runs off, I want it to have a little drain here to put in. Mama, this is like a chopper. I can't quit chopping.
Well, don't make it mush.
Okay, I think it's enough and maybe plenty. I don't know.
You're hoping you don't.
Let's taste of it. What's on the fork? Ooh, it's hot once you...
Does it say how long to boil this?
Well, Mama, I'll have to go to the record and see. Let me look at the rules. It says 1 cup of orange juice, 1 cup of sugar in a saucepan, and bring to a boil. While the cake is still, poke it full of holes. Mixture. This is bring it to a boil, Mama.
Oh, it's boiled.
All right. So it's come to a boil. And that's all you have to do. People, this cake is delicious. I mean, that orange Now let's look at our mixture Mama made. This is the sugar and the orange juice.
But I boil it more than what they said.
Well, let's do. Whoop! We got a cookbook to go with first, Mama.
Yeah.
Okay, Mary Wilmoth. Mary, PM in your address. You have won a church cookbook, Mary. Mary Wilmoth. WILMOTH. And Mary says, I always use a wooden skewer to make my holes with. Well, Mary, that may be the best because you would go deeper, I think. Let's pour this over there. Mama, you ready for me to just dip this over this?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
In this pan, right?
Yeah. Except pour around the edges. If we mess up, we can eat it with a spoon, as the saying goes.
People, it's going right in there right quick. Is your all's? Has anybody's got theirs out yet? Does all this have to go, Mama?
That's what said mix. Cup and a cup. Cup of juice, a cup of sugar.
Maybe I should have read the rules. It says when it comes out, over the entire cake. Pour that mixture over the entire cake. Well, why am I spooning then?
Pour it slow to have time to go down in the holes.
Don't pour it in that big hole in the middle. I just can't imagine this cake not being absolutely delicious.
If it don't turn out right, people, it's cause the way he poured it.
Well, that's probably the truth, Mama. Now, Mama, it appears like I'm filling up. Like it's coming up the sides.
It says let it soak in it, don't it? Ain't that what one lady said? Pour it and...
This is the reason that one woman that was on here said, don't use the 9 to 13, John.
Just let it sit
Let
there
it sit there and soak. Soaking in the sauna.
That would like the sunshine. Orange juice and sugar. Sweet sunshine.
We're going to let it sit here and soak a minute. Does it have directions? It says cool around the edges. You cool it, and then you eat it, and you can put a little Cool Whip on top of it. We're going to have to skip one of those steps, the one that says cool.
You have to let it cool.
Well, Mama, we can't let this whole cake cool completely down.
Not completely.
Will we cut it in this pan?
No. You can't cut it in that pan.
We can't turn it out, though, can you?
When it soaks in, good.
Well, it's soaked in.
Oh.
It has.
Ain't none on the edges?
No. Let's flip her, Mama, and see what we get.
Sure. We'll get a counter full of juice.
I'm gonna have to have some more coffee. Look, my cup is completely reverted back to its former self.
Basic self.
Mama, get you some coffee.
Too late. Too late. Too late. You can see this progress.
Look at this coffee. Mama, this is just so sweet of you to get me some coffee.
Yeah.
Even though you might not believe in it. That's good, Mama. What?
I want the whole picture.
Well, I reckon you do. There it goes, folks. It's starting. Isn't that amazing? Let's watch this cup instead of this cake. We just got another rain alert. We've got flood warnings, too. Mama filled it up to the brim. Fill it up to the rim with brim. Wasn't that a coffee?
Yeah.
What is with me in the old commercials tonight?
That used to be all you watched when you was a kid was commercials and Roadrunner and what was that other commercial you watched?
Other cartoon, Pink Panther.
Pink Panther.
There it is, folks. Isn't that neat?
That's the only time you started.
Let's
watching
flip it,
movies.
Mama.
Let me get a plate.
I'm ready to see the action. It don't say wait for no amount of time.
It says wait and cool.
But it can't cool it in the pan. Okay, let's see. I've lost comments. Let's go back. Come on, comments, catch up. It says you gotta let it soak for a while. You cut that.
You dumped it.
You cut that in Mama's pan, and she will get a stick with a chip bug on the end of it.
That's right.
Well, Vicky, you think she'd do that?
Yes, you would. I think so.
I think it's funny.
Don't scream.
Mine is full of syrup goodness and might take a while to soak in the cake. Well, I think this one's soaked.
You're just dying to get in.
That cup is really neat, Vicky. It sure is.
That
I'm gonna
plate has
try.
got a round edge. Just to catch all that juice, it's going to fall out.
You reckon?
Yeah. It's going to be in there because it ain't had time to soak all that.
Mama, it's soaked. If you take a sponge, how long does it take? I'm going to hold it right over here.
Flip it fast or you'll have a mess.
Y'all want to see the mess? You think I'll have a mess, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Cake. Now, don't embarrass me in front of my friends.
Fast, fast, fast.
Mama, you're making me nervous. The pressure. Oh, it came out. It came out. It came out. How do you set these down?
You get your mommy to
Get the here. Let me set it down. Ain't that hot?
Well, yeah.
Well,
No,
let me just set it down, Mama.
I can't do that one sitting down myself. Tore up.
Oh, Mama, it's perfect.
Oh, it
And look,
is
there ain't
so.
no juice in there. Oh, Mama, you had me all tore up and the floor up. Woo! Look at there, folks. It's soaked up. It's beautiful. Look at that cake. Now that's a winner at the fair. Well, it ain't gonna slide.
That's Aunt Bee's cucumber pickles.
Look how pretty. Did yours turn out like that, folks? Did it soak up? I love the color of it. I want it straight on that plate, though. That gets my OCD acting up. All right, Mama, you know what's next?
You get a knife over there and I'll get a...
Folks, this is the most important part of any experimental baking. The flavor. The flavor is the most important.
You want to scoot it over?
Well, I'm a trying.
Here.
It's wet, see? For some reason, it's damp. Okay, it's good enough. I might scoot it again after I cut it. It's real damp.
Real down.
Get us a, you know.
China, yeah, right.
Fine china will be the best tonight, Mama. Fine china, after all the cooking you've done today and working. Fine china will work great. And I've got a real fork here. You go ahead and get your real fork too, Mama. Go ahead and get you a real one too.
I believe I can use plastic.
Alright, let's cut this cake. I'm going to cut it with this offset spatula. Because that's what I'm going to use to get it out with. And underneath, let's see. That is perfectionly beautiful. Look at that. And it's time for a cookbook. Who is up next? Linda Bradshaw. Miss Linda Bradshaw, send me your address. PM me your address. Folks, don't put your address on here. Someone put a phone number on here the other night. Don't do that, folks. Just it's very public, and we don't want people calling you. Or Miss Linda Bradshaw, send me your address. PM. All right, Mama. Back to this cake.
Yeah. You were so rudely interrupted, weren't you?
That
A
Lauren.
little one. I've eaten one piece of cake today.
Oh, have you, Mama?
Yeah.
Should I just let you smell of mine over here?
No, I've not eaten that much.
You sure you
This will
don't?
be my supper. Because I'm not eating supper.
Well, I don't think we're supposed to have cake for supper.
That's what's all you've got.
People, this is so moist and wonderful. It is. Mama, you take the first taste. Let's bless it. Since it's your supper.
That's all I'm going to have.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this cake, dear Lord. And we thank you for being able to gather together with friends and be able to laugh and talk and have a good time, dear Lord. And we just pray that you put a hedge of protection around everyone here. Be with those families in Texas that have suffered such a loss, dear Lord. And be with each and every prayer request on here and spoken and unspoken, Lord. In your precious name we pray. Amen. All right, Mama.
You take a bite of this that you got out of the center.
I'm going to tell you.
It don't taste like a regular orange cake mix by no means.
It don't taste like an orange cake that you get in the box. It tastes like a yellow cake with a tinge of, see, it's so moist, with a tinge of that orange juice and that goodness. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. Okay, this has inspired me. I want to make up a cake of my own.
Should I fix one of these for the reunion this weekend? One person asked me to fix one of those strawberry cream pies I made.
Uh-huh.
Asked for me to fix that, so I don't know.
This is really good. But I tell you what I like to have. This is delicious. Can you imagine a lemon cake and take a cup of sugar and lemon juice, half a cup of lemon juice even, and put it in there, maybe half a cup of sugar, and that tart lemon on that lemon cake.
This is orange, not lemon. Oh, you want to make a lemon like this orange?
Is that Cool Whip in the can in there?
I don't know how to
Or is it? Where is it?
I'll see if it's right here.
You want to go in there and get it?
I'll get it right here. It might be here.
Because it said we was allowed to use whipped cream on it. I think that'll make it even more unhealthy, probably. But look how moist, folks. Isn't that the test of a moist cake if it'll hold on a fork? Did anybody get theirs out yet? It looks, oh, it is scrumptious, Linda. Let's see here. I think I froze you. Pineapple juice would be good for a pineapple. It would, Sheila. Sheila, you're like me. I'm thinking if orange is good, then what else could we do? Pineapple juice would be great on a yellow cake, and you can even put some pineapples in it, or like an upside down cake. You can put powdered sugar on it, whipped, and you can make a glaze. Yeah, you could do a glaze on top of this one after you do the orange juice and do an orange glaze. Now you're talking. I need a cookbook. Gene, I've got all the information on here, just about at the beginning of the video, for the cookbooks, if that's what you're asking for. Did you find some, Mom?
I found it, but I don't know if it's right.
What's wrong about it?
Well, how old it is.
Old? Well, Mama, it can't be too old.
Put it on your finger. Try it first.
Are you kidding me?
I don't want it to be like Granny's soup.
Are you kidding me? This stuff stays good forever. Oh, looky there. Now this, in case you all didn't know, this is a good product for, it has total fat is 1 gram. Saturated fat is 0.5 gram. Trans fats are 0. Cholesterol is 5 milligrams. Sodium is 0. Total carbohydrates is 1. And the serving size is 2 tablespoons. This is dairy. This is not a lot of sugar. 1 carbohydrate for 2 tablespoons. You know it can't have a lot of sugar, but it's got that whipped topping on it. Now I'm going to try mine with the whipped topping. I bet this will make it taste like a dreamsicle. It don't taste like a dreamsicle, but it does taste very good with whipped topping. Mm-hmm. Somebody said a while ago, make an orange glaze to put over this.
Yeah.
For icing. Or powdered sugar, somebody else said. So if you make it for the reunion, that'd be a good little treat. Folks, we're going to go. This is a keeper. Thanks for cooking along. Let us know how yours turns out. Or let us know how yours turned out now if you're on here. We are... this is called Elvis... What? That's called Elvis Presley cake. Boiled custard, pineapple juice, and all with a cup of sugar and pour over yellow cake. Is that Elvis Presley cake, Holly?
This is orange juice and stuff.
That was pineapple juice over yellow. Elvis Presley cake. Well, that'll be good. I have made a pineapple cake with a lemon mix and crushed pineapples, then mixed up glaze and icing with pineapple juice and sugar. Well, Carol, that sounds good too. We'll do another cake some other time. Folks, thank y'all for joining us for the cook-along. We love the cook-alongs. We love to see how your all's turns out. Decorate it with mandarin oranges.
Oh, that would be pretty.
Now that would be good. Who said that?
Glaze it and put mandarin oranges on it.
Bess, that would be good. Bess Culpepper, that would be delicious. Dark chocolate glaze. Now up. Oh, oh,
They're
oh.
down my alley now.
No, milk chocolate for you.
Yeah. I don't like that healthy chocolate.
Orange marmalade glaze, Mama. That would be delicious.
Fix that and put orange marmalade.
I guess you would do powdered sugar and put orange marmalade in it. And pour it over it. Y'all are wonderful. Have you ever heard of nothing bundt cake? No?
I don't think so.
No, I haven't. Barbara, have not heard of that one. Thank you for the stars, Cynthia. Thank y'all for that stars party earlier. Mama, did you get to see the stars party?
Yes, I did. It was
Mama
pretty.
loves the stars parties. I want to see you make... what? I want to see you make orange cake. Well, Peggy, you just watch this video over and you'll see it, because that's what this is. This is the orange cake.
This is one of the recipes sent in to us.
So one of y'all sent this recipe, and we've lost the name. We apologize. But this is the white cake mix, but ours is yellow because we put whole eggs in it. And that's what it is. So this is the orange cake. I think I might put mandarin oranges in the bottom of the pan before. You mean like a mandarin
Upside
orange?
down
Yeah, like a
pineapple
mandarin
cake.
orange upside down cake with the orange juice in it, and then put a glaze. Oh, that would be so good. Thank you for the stars, Jay. That would be delicious. There's just all kinds of things. But for one thing, Mama, did somebody eat your cake?
Yeah, somebody cut me a little thin piece, and I
Mama, it's completely gone. Do y'all ever see her do that with anything else?
sweets I do.
Oh, yeah.
Mine looks like it's almost been licked clean.
I had to hurry and eat that piece. I think she didn't have to.
This plastic fork made it go faster. I'll clean it.
Mama, you never have any problem with sweets.
That wasn't really sweet.
It's not over sweet like you would think with the orange juice. It's got that tart in there, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a keeper. Thank you. And
it's
we're going to make it
refreshing.
again. It's refreshing. That's a good way to put it, Mama. We'll make it again. We'll be back tomorrow, Lord willing. And I don't know what I will be doing tomorrow. But we'll be back tomorrow. And we thank y'all for coming along for the cook along. We've been on here an hour and 11 minutes. But it's been worth it. And we've enjoyed having each and every one of y'all. Spread the page around. Show it to your friends. Where our numbers are growing. And that's a good thing. We want to spread out as far as we can. And we enjoy you all. And you all really are like family. And we really do look forward to seeing y'all. Thank you for all y'all that were concerned because we weren't on last night. I should have put a note on. But there was just so many things going on I didn't think.
The time schedule just wouldn't work out.
It was literally one of those where you come home from work and you meet yourself going back out the door. That was what it was. So anyway, you all enjoy your evening. It's still daylight. It's going to be daylight for another hour and a half, 2 hours. And get up in the morning with a bright new attitude and look at that sunshine and say, thank you, Lord. You all be blessed and have a great night. Say good night, Mama.
Good night, Mama, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.